Hey guys, welcome to the Musings of Maverick channel. I'm your host Maverick, and right now we're going to be watching Dororo episode 9. So I just finished episode 8, and this is a continuation viewing. If I'm going to be honest, I was kind of meh about episode 8. I get why it's there, I get what they accomplished in the end, but the story just wasn't all that enticing to me. So hopefully episode 9 will grab my attention back again. So without further ado, let's just see what this episode has to offer. So let's begin in 3, 2, 1, play. Mappa. Alright. So since he got his sense of smell back, and now he's smelling everything. I'm guessing Dororo stinks. When's the last time they took a bath? What? Hmm? Infected? Sick? Okay, I'm guessing sick. I mean, having an infection and being sick are not mutually exclusive, but you guys can know what I mean. Alright, let me skip this real quick and I'll see you guys in a second. And back. The story of the merciless. Moldson? Is that translated into merciless? Dororo. Well, now there's nobody to talk. Well, he knows how to speak? Really? I'm guessing probably a lot of time passed between episodes, so Dororo was out there teaching Yakimaru. Oh? His mom? Oh, that's nice. Hmm. Even though he keeps on yelling brother, brother, bro, the translators seem to refrain from using that. Alright. Did they die of illness or something? And we're actually getting some Dororo backstory now, so this is interesting. Oh. A warrior, a group of warriors. Are they bandits? Hmm. You're too young. Oh, so that's why he's so accurate? Alright. Gotta have your head. Yeah, they seem to be bandits and stuff. One side has archers, one side doesn't. I think the advantage is pretty obvious here. Alright. But they don't... They appear to be doing fairly well for themselves. Oh, they won? So are they like sort of a rebellion force or something? Oh, there's my explanation. Hipukuro. Still, nobody's gonna care. They're just gonna lump you with all the other brigands as well. Is this guy gonna betray them? You can't go on fighting the government forever. That's gonna come back to bite you in the ass sometime. Oh. It's a trap! Yep. And there we have it. Ooh. I wonder if we're going to see this guy again. Something tells me we're gonna see this guy again. Hmm. Didn't even kill him. Yeah, this is war. Oh. Cannibalism? Alright. So how did they meet their demise? Ooh. This type of raising happened throughout history, actually. Not just in Japan, but also in Europe as well. In order to keep a clear path. Oh, damn. Holy crap. Oh, that is metal. Eh. Hmm. So they continue to survive on. Dang.
お前さん方、余計なお世話かもしれんが、こん先を登ったお寺でお侍さんが施しをしてくださっとる。行ってみるといい。
Hmm. Itachi.
こいつは驚いたな。あんた、何してんだい。いやね、うまく漁師さんに取り入ったはいいが、今度は戦場で手柄を立てにはならんのさ。この辺りには野伏せりが多い。必要な人手を集めるにはこうするのが手っ取り早いんだよ。
True.
それより、お頭はどうした。そうかい。久しぶりだな、ドロロ。元気そうじゃねえか。やめな、ドロロ。でも、おいら。おっかちゃんの言うことが聞けないのかい。わかったよ。そろそろ終わりだ。全員分はねえからな。待ってな、ドロロ。私にもちょうだい。お前、ワン持ってねえじゃねえか。こっちが用意した分はもうなくなっちまったんだ。
His hands. It's burning hot. Boiling hot.
言う通りにしてやれ。
No, she's not okay.
慌てて食べるんじゃないよ。おいしいよ。おっかちゃんはいいから全部お食べ。あんたのそんな姿は見たくなかったぜ。落ちぶれちまいやがって。ドロロ。これからの世の中は力だけじゃ生き残れねえ。ここだよ、ここ。賢くねえやつは死ぬぞ。
You know, as much as they're making out Itachi to be the asshole here, he did spare their lives, right? Now, the mom, I'm genuinely sad about. Nope, and there we go. A young girl. And there's that. I was thinking Dororo might be a young girl.
かないでくれてありがとな。あ、そうだ。兄貴は見えねえだろうけど、着物も洗ってもらったんだ。ほれ、似合わねえだら。待てよ。ってことは、おいら、兄貴の服を。兄貴、あの甘さん、おいらのこと、なんか言ってた。言ってたのか？兄貴、おい、聞こえてんだろ？なんだ？おい、ほら、兄貴。おい、黙ってないでなんとか。
That's kind of funny. Our main plot line here.
していたサンバから両腕両足のない赤子を川に流したと聞いた者がおります。さらに3日ほど前、朝倉の密偵を追っていた組頭が何者かに襲われ深手を負い、組頭によればその者の両腕は作り物であったと。
Back to the main plot. Alrighty. This was an interesting episode. I'll see you guys after the ending. Alrighty, so that was Dororo episode 9, and this one was definitely way more interesting to me rather than episode 8. So, a few things I want to talk about, and let's get the easy ones out of the way first, right? So first of all, Dororo is a girl. What did I say? His voice, or actually I should say her voice, and especially her eyelashes were sort of like the screaming evidence to me that Dororo was not a boy, as was initially portrayed, and so there we go. I guess I should be calling her a she from now on, question mark. Not really sure if this is going to be relevant in any sort of way, but hey, what? At least we got confirmation now, right? And the second part is in regards to the, I guess, very ending. So now Daigo knows the existence of Hyakimaru. He knows that his son, who was supposed to be sacrificed to the demons, is not dead. And that is probably why all of his, I guess, blessings? Should you call them blessings? His powers granted to him by the demons have been deteriorating, right? And especially with Tahumaru also there, listening in, probably we're gonna see a confrontation between Hyakimaru and Tahumaru sometime soon, right? Okay, so that's out of the way. Let's talk about the main story of this episode, specifically the story of Dororo's parents. Okay, I'm gonna go out and be blunt about this one. I really don't have much sympathy for Hibikuro. I know this might not bode well with some people, but that it is what it is. What Itachi did, honestly, I don't really blame him for doing it. It makes logical sense. Now, let me explain. So, Hibikuro is essentially he believes that because he was wronged by the samurai, so he wants to form up these brigand units and only attack the samurai, right? And so he gathers all these different people around him, so on and so forth, and then they start to become a force to be reckoned with. Now, there's a few problems with this concept. First of all, are you actually trying to fight what you believe is a righteous fight? Like, are you say you're targeting the samurai, but it's not really the samurai that's making these kind of shots, that are calling the shots, right? It's the lords. And the samurai are just doing their job as well, right? So trying to put the blame on the samurai, you know, as we can see within this episode, an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth, it doesn't matter what your justification is. If you're going to be pissing off someone, you're trying to kill somebody's family, trying to loot their goods, they are going to retaliate. They don't care what your reasons are, right? So just in that part, I don't know. I really couldn't really feel much sympathy when Hibikuro was killed by the samurai in the end. The next up is the sense of, I guess, responsibility. you have gathered these men under your command. You have, at least for me personally, I believe that as a leader, you have the responsibility to take care of your men. Now, is it a fact that your men are all here because they share the same ideals as you, or do they just want to make a living, right? If given the chance, I'm sure probably most of them would choose not to be outlaws, not to be brigands, and doing dishonest work, right? If they had a chance to work for a lord, to be, to be lawful men again, I'm sure most of them would jump at that chance. Or, yeah, that's... So I think that's essentially why Itachi was so successful in his plan to, take over and then surrender to the Lord and become retainers of the whichever Lord that he chose. Now I know they're making Itachi out to be this huge douchebag, this asshole, and in all honesty, probably with the way that the story is going, he's going to get his just due in the end. However, here, think about it. So yeah, he did use some underhanded tactics to ambush Hibikuro and kill a lot of the men, but remember, he mentioned that he also took care of the rest of the men and took them underneath the Lord's wing, right? So he's essentially giving them a actual job, a lawful job. So there's that part, and then later on, I mean, he didn't even kill Dororo's family, right? He spared their lives. Yeah, sure, he sort of humiliated them, but then again, Hibikuro was the one who punched him first, so again, I can't really feel sympathy for him there as well. If Itachi wanted to, he could have killed them all right then and there, right? But he chose not to. Of course, some might say, this is the arrogance of an antagonist or whatnot, but I don't know. I feel like for him, he just doesn't feel like it's necessary. He accomplishes nothing by doing that. And to be honest, I'm not really sure, but I feel like Itachi also has some misgivings or regret about doing what he did as well, and that is why he chose to spare their lives and let them carry on to the best of their abilities. He's not going to help them, but he's not going to go out of his way to hinder them or kill them either, or hunt them down. So that is that. And in this scene where when he was gathering all the poor and giving them food and whatnot and then recruiting them, like, that makes complete logical sense. And again, it doesn't matter what his ulterior motives are, he's still feeding the poor and he's still giving them a chance to earn a living. So I really don't have any qualms about what he's doing, if I'm entirely honest. It's all a matter of perspective, right? It's all a matter of perspective. If instead Itachi was the main character here, think about it. So he was a farmer turned brigand, and then he saw a chance to bring all the brigands under the command of a lord, and now he's trying to gather more men, from the poor, and giving them a job, giving them a living, and then now he's trying to prove himself on the battlefield, right? It's not like he just, took some money and then sold them out and that was the end of that. No, he actually wants to do something. Now, as I said, from the way that this story is going, I don't think he's actually going to be a character where, he eventually tries to overthrow the Lord or anything, but I'm just saying, it would be nice if that was the case. So sort of like a Roy Mustang character from Full Metal Alchemist, right? Something similar to that. However, as it currently stands, I think it's probably more possible that Itachi is eventually going to be outsmarted by Dororo in some way, shape, or form, due to him always saying, use your head, and possibly getting hit in the head by a stone in some way. So I think that's what's going to happen. But I just want to make it clear that I actually don't have a problem with what he is doing. Now, what else is there to talk about? So Hibikuro. Now, of course, I think I've made my point clear now. You chose the life that you want to live, you have to suffer the consequences for it. If you succeed in becoming this brigand turned rebellion turned new lord, sure. Like, if you can do that, what's that term called for doing something like that during this period? Then Sekukoju? Jakukoyu? Sorry, I forgot how to pronounce that term. But essentially it's like people from a beneath position or an underneath position, and then rebellion or whatnot, and overthrowing the people on top, right? Gekukojo, something like that. Did he actually choose to do something like that, or it did, in the end he's just choosing to be a normal everyday brigand, right? He chose the path that he wanted to take. He suffered the consequences for it, so that is that. Dororo's mom, I feel a little bit more sympathy for, especially since there was that scene where, you know, where she fed the soup to Dororo. But then again, she willingly chose, and she believed in the ideals of her husband. So there is that as well. So anyways, in the end, as I'm saying, I'm pretty sure that Itachi is probably going to get it some way or the other. And I really don't have an opinion either way. I'm just saying that I probably don't view Itachi as that big an antagonist or that big of an enemy or whatnot. I don't hate him, is what I'm trying to get at, and I definitely don't sympathize with Hibikuro. By the way, there's this clever pun that was, or joke that was made within this episode, that I should probably explain. So the part where Itachi, you know, when he betrayed them, and then Hibikuro was, you know, basically pinned down. Itachi said something akin to, okay, the fire has gone out from Hibikuro, and now you're just all that's left is bags. So I should probably explain that a little bit. So Hibukuro, sorry. The kanji that makes up his name consists of two words. One is fire and one is bags. So this is essentially a pun saying that, you know, his name means fire bags, right? So sort of like fury, whatnot. And so what Itachi was saying there was essentially, okay, the fire has gone out, so now all that's left is the bag part. Just so, kind of a clever pun, I guess. So, anyways, that's been my thoughts for this episode. Again, if you disagree with what I'm saying here, that's fine. I'm just saying that, you know, these are my opinions, and I'm not going to sugarcoat them or, you know, be all, oh, so sad and whatnot. No. I think that in this kind of situation, you know, where there's warfare everywhere, it's every man for himself, and the one that seizes the opportunity will be the winner in the end. So that's been that for episode 9 of Dororo, and this has been Mavry from Musings of Mavry, so I'll see you guys again in the next episode. Until then, bye bye.